Chapter 1: Early Life and Education. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California. His birth parents were Joanne Schiebel and Abdul Fattah Jandali. They were not married, and they decided to give Steve up for adoption. A kind couple, Paul and Clara Jobs, adopted Steve when he was just a baby. They promised to give him a good education and took him to their home in Mountain View, California. Growing up, Steve was a curious child. He loved to ask questions and learn new things. His father, Paul, was good with his hands and worked as a mechanic. He taught Steve how to fix and build things in their garage. This skill would become very important for Steve later in life. Steve's parents supported his interests and encouraged him to learn. They bought him his first computer when he was only 12 years old. This computer was called the Heathkit, and Steve had to put it together himself. He enjoyed working with computers, and this hobby would shape his future. In school, Steve was smart, but sometimes got into trouble. He would often get bored in class and play pranks on his classmates and teachers. His parents and teachers noticed his intelligence, and they tried to find ways to challenge him. This early support helped Steve grow into the person he would become. In this chapter, we learned about Steve Jobs' early life and adoption. We discovered how his curiosity, love for learning, and skills in building things helped shape his future. In the next part, we will learn about his high school years and how his passion for technology continued to grow. During his high school years, Steve attended Homestead High School in Cupertino, California. It was here that he met a very important person in his life, Steve Wozniak. Wozniak was a talented engineer and loved working with electronics. The two Steves quickly became friends because they shared a passion for technology. Steve Jobs also got involved in after-school activities. He joined the electronics club and worked on various projects with his friends. This gave him more opportunities to learn about technology and build his skills. Steve was still a bit of a troublemaker in high school. He didn't always pay attention in class, and sometimes he would play pranks on his teachers. Despite this, his teachers recognized his intelligence and encouraged him to work hard. During his high school years, Steve also took a special interest in calligraphy, the art of beautiful writing. He attended a class at a local college and learned about different fonts and styles. This knowledge would later play a crucial role in the design of Apple computers. In the summer before his senior year, Steve got a job at a company called Atari. Atari made video games, and Steve worked there as a technician. This experience taught him more about electronics and gave him a taste of what it was like to work in the technology industry. In this part, we learned about Steve Jobs' high school years and how he continued to develop his passion for technology. We discovered his friendship with Steve Wozniak and how his interests in calligraphy and electronics would later shape his career. In the next part, we will explore Steve's college experience and his decision to drop out. Part 3: College and Dropping Out. After finishing high school, Steve decided to attend Reed College in Portland, Oregon. Reed was a small, liberal arts college that was known for its unique and creative atmosphere. Steve chose this college because he believed it would help him grow as a person. However, college was expensive, and Steve's parents had a hard time paying for it. After just 6 months, Steve decided to drop out of Reed College. He didn't want to be a burden on his parents, but he wasn't ready to give up on learning. Even though he had dropped out, Steve continued to attend some classes that interested him. He went to calligraphy classes, where he learned more about fonts and styles. This knowledge would later be very important in the design of Apple computers. During this time, Steve also started to explore his spiritual side. He became interested in Eastern philosophy and practices like meditation. He even travelled to India with a friend to learn more about different cultures and religions. This spiritual journey had a big impact on Steve's life and his way of thinking. After returning from India, Steve moved back to California. He reconnected with his friend Steve Wozniak and started attending meetings of a group called the Homebrew Computer Club. This club was full of people who loved computers and wanted to learn more about them. It was here that Steve's passion for technology was reignited, and the idea of starting a company with Wozniak began to take shape. In this part, we learned about Steve Jobs' college experience and his decision to drop out. We discovered how his time at Reed College, his spiritual journey, and his involvement in the Homebrew Computer Club all contributed to the path that would lead him to start Apple with Steve Wozniak. In the next chapter, we will explore the birth of Apple and how Steve's passion for technology led to the creation of one of the most influential companies in history. Chapter 2. The Birth of Apple. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak decided to start their own company. They wanted to create and sell personal computers. They believed that computers could change the world, and they wanted to make them more accessible to everyone. To start their company, they needed a name. Steve Jobs suggested the name Apple because he thought it was simple and friendly. They also needed money to buy parts and build their first computer. To raise the money, Steve Jobs sold his Volkswagen van, and Steve Wozniak sold his scientific calculator. The two friends began working on their first computer in the Jobs family garage in California. They spent many hours there, designing, building, and testing their creation. This first computer was called the Apple I. It was not a complete computer, but a circuit board that people could connect to a keyboard and a monitor. To sell the Apple I, they found a local computer store that agreed to buy 50 units. While the Apple I was a small success, Steve Jobs had bigger plans. He wanted to create a computer that was even more user-friendly and powerful. He encouraged Steve Wozniak to work on a new design, and together they came up with the idea for the Apple I. In this part, we learned about the start of Apple in the Jobs family garage. We discovered how Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak worked together to create the Apple I and how their passion for technology led them to start their own company. In the next part, we will explore the launch of the Apple II and how it changed the personal computer industry. The Apple I was the first computer created by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. It was a groundbreaking product for its time, as it allowed people to build and customize their own personal computers. The Apple I was not a complete computer system, but a circuit board that enthusiasts could connect to a keyboard and a monitor. This design made it more affordable and accessible to a wider range of people. Steve Wozniak was the main engineer behind the Apple I. He designed the circuit board and built the prototype by hand. His genius in engineering and programming allowed the Apple I to have a compact design and perform complex tasks for its time. The Apple I was introduced to the public in 1976 at the Homebrew Computer Club, a group of computer enthusiasts that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak often attended. The people at the club were impressed with the Apple I and saw its potential to change the world of personal computing. To produce and sell the Apple I, Jobs and Wozniak needed to raise money. They managed to sell 50 units to a local computer store called the Byte Shop. The store owner, Paul Terrell, agreed to buy the computers if they were fully assembled. This pushed Jobs and Wozniak to take their product to the next level, moving from a circuit board to a more complete computer system. Even though the Apple I was a remarkable achievement, it was only the beginning for Apple Incorporated. The company's real success came with the introduction of the Apple I, which was designed to be more user-friendly and capable of handling a wider range of tasks. In this part, we learned about the Apple I computer and how it marked the beginning of Apple Incorporated. We discovered how Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak worked together to create a groundbreaking product, and how their dedication led to the birth of a new era in personal computing. In the next part, we will learn about the Apple I launch and how it revolutionized the computer industry. After the modest success of the Apple I, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were eager to take their company to the next level. They worked tirelessly on developing a new computer that would be more user-friendly and versatile. Their efforts led to the creation of the Apple I, a product that would change the personal computer industry forever. The Apple I was introduced to the public in April 1977 at the West Coast Computer Fair, one of the biggest computer shows of the time. It was an instant hit, drawing attention from both computer enthusiasts and everyday people. The Apple I was more than just a circuit board. It was a complete computer system that came with a keyboard, power supply, and a case. It was also the first computer to display color graphics and have built-in sound capabilities. One of the key features that set the Apple II apart from its competitors was its user-friendly design. Steve Jobs believed that computers should be easy to use and accessible to everyone, not just engineers or computer experts. The Apple I had a simple interface, making it easy for users to interact with the computer and run various software programs. The Apple I was also designed to be expandable, meaning that users could easily upgrade and customize their computers by adding new hardware or software. This flexibility made the Apple II a popular choice for schools, businesses, and homes, as it could be adapted to a wide range of needs and uses. The launch of the Apple I was a major milestone for Apple Incorporated and the personal computer industry as a whole. The success of the Apple I helped establish Apple as a leading technology company and set the stage for the many groundbreaking products that would follow. In this part, we learned about the Apple I launch and how it revolutionized the computer industry. We discovered how the Apple I's user-friendly design and expandability made it a popular choice for a wide range of users, leading to the rapid growth and success of Apple Incorporated in the next chapter. We will explore the struggles and successes that Steve Jobs and Apple experienced as they continued to innovate and change the world of technology. Chapter 3: Struggles and Successes. As Apple Incorporated grew rapidly, Steve Jobs faced several challenges as a leader. While the company enjoyed the success of the Apple I, Steve was determined to keep innovating and creating new products. His strong vision and drive for perfection led to some difficulties within the company, as not everyone shared his way of thinking. Steve's management style was often described as demanding and intense. He expected the best from his employees and wasn't afraid to criticize their work if it didn't meet his high standards. This approach led to some tension within the company, as some employees felt overwhelmed or undervalued by Steve's expectations. One of the major projects during this time was the development of the Apple II. The Apple II was intended to be a more advanced and powerful computer, targeting the business market. However, the development process was fraught with problems, as Steve pushed for a sleek design that sacrificed functionality and reliability. The Apple II was eventually released in 1980, but it was met with poor reviews and disappointing sales, largely due to technical issues and a high price tag. Despite the Apple I's failure, Steve was already looking ahead to the next big project, the Macintosh. He envisioned a computer that would be even more user-friendly and intuitive than the Apple I, featuring a graphical user interface and a mouse for easy navigation. However, the development of the Macintosh was also filled with challenges, as Steve's demanding leadership style and perfectionism led to disagreements and delays within the team. In this part, we learned about the leadership challenges that Steve Jobs faced as Apple Incorporated continued to grow. We explored how his intense management style and drive for perfection led to tensions within the company and difficulties during the development of the Apple IIe and Macintosh. In the next part, we will look at how the launch of the Macintosh revolutionized the personal computer industry and how Steve's leadership contributed to its success. Despite the challenges faced during its development, the Macintosh was a groundbreaking product that changed the personal computer industry. Launched in January 1984, the Macintosh was designed to be user-friendly and accessible, making it possible for people with little to no computer experience to use it with ease. The Macintosh featured a revolutionary graphical user interface, GUI, which allowed users to interact with the computer through visual icons and menus, rather than typing commands. This made it much more intuitive and easy to use compared to other computers at the time. The Macintosh also introduced the world to the concept of a mouse, a device that made navigating the GUI a breeze. One of the most memorable aspects of the Macintosh launch was the iconic 1984 advertisement, which aired during the Super Bowl. Directed by Ridley Scott, the ad depicted a dystopian future controlled by a Big Brother figure, symbolizing the dominance of IBM in the computer industry. The ad positioned the Macintosh as the computer that would break this control and set people free. This bold marketing move helped generate significant buzz and interest in the new product. The Macintosh was well received by critics and users alike, who praised its ease of use and innovative design. Its success further solidified Apple's position as a leader in the technology industry and showcased Steve Jobs' ability to envision and create revolutionary products. However, despite the Macintosh's initial success, sales began to decline over time. The high price of the Macintosh, coupled with its limited software offerings and compatibility issues, led some customers to opt for more affordable and versatile alternatives from competitors like IBM. In this part, we learned about the Macintosh revolution and how it changed the personal computer industry. We explored how the Macintosh's user-friendly design and innovative features, such as the graphical user interface and the mouse, made it a standout product. We also touched on the challenges faced by the Macintosh and how they eventually led to a decline in sales. In the next part, we will delve into Steve's departure from Apple and the creation of his new ventures, Next and Pixar. By 1985, the declining sales of the Macintosh and internal conflicts within Apple put Steve Jobs' position at the company at risk. Disagreements between Steve and Apple's CEO at the time, John Sculley, became more frequent, leading to a power struggle within the organization. Steve's strong personality and management style were seen as problematic by some of the company's board members and executives. In May 1985, after a failed attempt to oust Sculley, Steve Jobs was stripped of his responsibilities and reassigned to a lesser role within the company. Frustrated and disappointed by this turn of events, Steve decided to resign from Apple in September 1985. Following his departure, several key Apple employees left the company to join Steve in his new ventures. Undeterred by his exit from Apple, Steve went on to found two new companies, Next and Pixar. Next was a computer company focused on creating high-end workstations for the education and research markets. Although Next computers were praised for their cutting-edge technology and design, they struggled to find a wide customer base due to their high price and limited software options. Pixar, on the other hand, was a computer animation company that Steve acquired from Lucasfilm in 1986. Under Steve's leadership, Pixar developed groundbreaking computer animation technology and eventually released the first fully computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, in 1995. The success of Toy Story and subsequent films transformed Pixar into a major player in the entertainment industry. In this part, we learned about Steve Jobs' departure from Apple and the founding of Next and Pixar. We saw how Steve's strong personality and management style contributed to his exit from the company he co-founded, but also how he persevered and found success in his new ventures. In the next chapter, we will explore Steve's return to Apple and the remarkable turnaround he led, ultimately restoring the company to its former glory and beyond. Chapter 4. Next and Pixar. After leaving Apple in 1985, Steve Jobs was determined to continue pursuing his passion for technology and innovation. He quickly founded Next Incorporated, a computer company focused on developing high-performance workstations for the education and research markets. Steve gathered a talented team of engineers and designers, many of whom had worked with him at Apple, to create a cutting-edge computer system. The Next computer, also known as the Next Cube, was designed with a sleek black magnesium case and featured a powerful processor, advanced graphics, and an object-oriented operating system called NextTSTEP. One of the key innovations of the Next computer was its software development environment, which made it easier for developers to create new applications. NextTSTEP was built on a solid foundation, using Unix as its base and incorporating innovative features like a user-friendly graphical user interface and advanced multitasking capabilities. The Next computer was launched in 1988, generating significant buzz and interest from the media and the tech industry. However, the high price of the Next computer, which started at $6,500, made it a tough sell for the education market it was targeting. Additionally, the limited availability of third-party software and the fact that the Next computer was not IBM compatible made it less appealing to potential customers. Despite its technical innovations and impressive design, Next struggled to gain a significant market share, and the company shifted its focus to software development in the early 1990s. NextTSTEP, the company's operating system, eventually caught the attention of Apple, leading to a series of events that would bring Steve Jobs back to the company he co-founded. In this part, we learned about the founding of Next and the development of the Next computer. We saw how Steve Jobs continued to push the boundaries of technology and design, but also how the high price and limited software options hindered the company's success. In the next part, we will delve into the story of Pixar and how Steve Jobs transformed it into a powerhouse in the world of computer animation. While Next was struggling to find its footing, Steve Jobs turned his attention to another venture, Pixar. In 1986, Steve acquired the Graphics Group, a division of Lucasfilm that specialized in computer graphics, and renamed it Pixar Animation Studios. His vision for Pixar was to revolutionize the animation industry by creating feature films using computer-generated imagery, CGI. At the beginning, Pixar primarily focused on developing hardware and software for the animation industry. One of their products was the Pixar Image Computer, which was used by research institutions, medical organizations, and the entertainment industry for high-resolution imaging. However, the company faced financial difficulties as the market for their products was limited. To showcase the capabilities of their technology, Pixar created short animated films. One of these, Luxo Jr., was released in 1986 and became the first CGI film to be nominated for an Academy Award. The success of Luxo Jr. and other shorts paved the way for Pixar to make the transition from a technology company to an animation studio. In 1991, Pixar signed a landmark deal with Disney to produce 3 computer-animated feature films. The first of these, Toy Story, was released in 1995 and became an instant success, both critically and commercially. The film was groundbreaking, as it was the first feature-length movie to be entirely animated using CGI. The success of Toy Story solidified Pixar's reputation as a pioneer in the animation industry and marked the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership with Disney. Under Steve Jobs' leadership, Pixar continued to create innovative and successful films, such as A Bug's Life, Monsters, Incorporated, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. These films not only captivated audiences, but also pushed the boundaries of animation technology and storytelling. In this part, we learned about the story of Pixar and how Steve Jobs transformed the company from a struggling technology developer into a world-renowned animation studio. We saw how Pixar's groundbreaking films revolutionized the animation industry and established the company as a leader in both technology and storytelling. In the next chapter, we will explore Steve's return to Apple and the incredible turnaround he led, bringing the company back from the brink and ushering in a new era of innovation. Toy Story, the first computer-animated feature film, marked a turning point for both Pixar and the animation industry as a whole. The movie, released in 1995, was a collaboration between Pixar Animation Studios and Walt Disney Pictures, and it became an instant hit, garnering widespread critical acclaim and box office success. The story of Toy Story follows a group of toys that come to life when their owner, a young boy named Andy, is not around. The film's main characters, Woody, a pull-string cowboy doll, and Buzz Lightyear, a Space Ranger action figure, form an unlikely friendship as they navigate various adventures and challenges. The movie's innovative concept, engaging storytelling, and lovable characters captured the hearts of audiences around the world. The production of Toy Story was a monumental task, as it required the development of new animation techniques and software tools to bring the computer-generated characters to life. The film's success can be attributed not only to its groundbreaking technology, but also to the talented team of animators, writers, and directors who worked tirelessly to create a compelling and visually stunning movie. Toy Story not only set a new standard for animation, but also demonstrated the potential of computer-generated imagery in filmmaking. The movie's success led to a surge in interest and investment in CGI animation, paving the way for other studios to produce their own computer-animated films. The release of Toy Story marked the beginning of a golden era for Pixar, as the studio went on to create a string of successful and beloved films that pushed the boundaries of animation and storytelling. Steve Jobs' involvement and leadership at Pixar played a crucial role in the company's success, as he provided the vision and resources needed to transform Pixar into a global entertainment powerhouse. In this part, we learned about the significance of Toy Story as the first computer-animated feature film and how it revolutionized the animation industry. We also explored how the film's success marked the beginning of a new era for Pixar, setting the stage for the company's future achievements under the guidance of Steve Jobs. Chapter 5. The Return to Apple. While Steve Jobs was busy building Next and Pixar into successful ventures, Apple was facing its own set of challenges. The company, once a leader in the personal computer industry, was struggling to maintain its market share and stay competitive against rivals like IBM and Microsoft. After Steve's departure, Apple released a series of computers, such as the Macintosh Performa and the Power Macintosh, But these products failed to generate the same level of excitement and sales as the earlier Apple II and Macintosh models. The company's market share continued to decline, and by the mid-1990s, Apple was facing significant financial difficulties. One of the main issues was the lack of a clear vision and direction for the company. Apple was producing too many different models of computers, leading to confusion among customers and inefficiencies in production. Additionally, Apple's operating system, Mac OS, was becoming outdated and needed a significant overhaul to keep up with Microsoft's Windows. Apple's management recognized that they needed to make drastic changes to save the company. In 1996, they began searching for a new, modern operating system to replace Mac OS. This search led them to Steve Jobs' NeXT and the NeXT TSTEP operating system, which was built on a solid Unix foundation and featured a user-friendly graphical interface. In this part, we explored Apple's struggles during the mid-1990s as the company faced declining market share and financial difficulties. We also saw how Apple's search for a new operating system led them back to Steve Jobs and his NeXT TSTEP technology. In the next part, we will discuss the historic deal between Apple, a NeXT that would bring Steve Jobs back to the company he co-founded and set the stage for an incredible turnaround. In December 1996, Apple announced a historic deal to acquire NeXT for $429 million, a move that would not only bring Steve Jobs back to the company he co-founded, but also provide Apple with the much-needed technology to revamp its operating system. The acquisition of NeXT was a crucial turning point for Apple, as it set the stage for the company's remarkable turnaround. Upon returning to Apple, Steve Jobs initially took on an advisory role. However, it quickly became apparent that his vision and leadership were needed to steer the company back on course. In July 1997, just months after the NeXT acquisition, Steve was named the interim CEO of Apple, and he immediately began implementing changes to save the struggling company. One of Steve's first moves was to streamline Apple's product lineup, reducing the number of computer models to focus on a few key products that would appeal to consumers. This simplification allowed Apple to cut costs, improve efficiency, and create a clearer brand identity. Another significant change was the development of a new operating system based on NeXT TSTEP. This new operating system, called Mac OS X, featured a modern, user-friendly interface and a more stable and reliable foundation. Mac OS X was a major improvement over the previous Mac OS and helped Apple regain its reputation for innovation and quality. The NeXT acquisition also brought with it a talented team of engineers and designers who would play an integral role in Apple's future successes. Among them was Jonathan Ive, who would go on to become Apple's chief design officer and the creative force behind many of the company's iconic products. In this part, we discussed the NeXT acquisition and how it brought Steve Jobs back to Apple, providing the company with the technology and leadership needed to initiate a turnaround. We also explored the changes Steve implemented upon his return, such as streamlining the product lineup and developing a new operating system based on NeXT TSTEP. In the next part, we will delve into the revolutionary products that Apple introduced under Steve's leadership, which helped the company regain its status as a leader in the technology industry. With Steve Jobs back at the helm, Apple embarked on a new era of innovation and growth. The company started introducing a series of groundbreaking products that would redefine the technology industry and re-establish Apple as a dominant force. In 1998, Apple launched the iMac, an all-in-one computer that combined the monitor and the CPU into a single, sleek unit. The iMac featured a translucent, colourful design and was aimed at making computing more accessible and appealing to a wider range of consumers. The iMac was a commercial success, selling millions of units and revitalizing Apple's brand image. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, a portable music player that revolutionized the way people listened to music. The iPod's sleek design, easy-to-use interface, and large storage capacity made it an instant hit, and it quickly became the dominant portable music player in the market. The iTunes Store, launched in 2003, complemented the iPod by offering a simple legal way for users to purchase and download digital music. The introduction of the iPhone in 2007 marked another turning point for Apple and the technology industry as a whole. The iPhone combined a mobile phone, an iPod, and an internet communication device into a single touchscreen device. The iPhone's innovative design, user-friendly interface, and advanced features set a new standard for smartphones and led to the rapid growth of the smartphone market. In 2010, Apple released the iPad, a tablet computer that combined the functionality of a laptop with the portability and ease of use of a touchscreen device. The iPad was another commercial success for Apple, creating a new market for tablet computers and further solidifying the company's reputation for innovation. These revolutionary products, along with the continued development of the Macintosh line and the introduction of new services like the App Store and iCloud, propelled Apple to new heights. Under Steve Jobs' leadership, the company transformed from a struggling computer manufacturer into a global technology giant, and its market value skyrocketed, making it one of the most valuable companies in the world. In this part, we explored the new era for Apple under Steve Jobs' leadership, highlighting the groundbreaking products that the company introduced, such as the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. We saw how these innovations helped Apple regain its status as a leader in the technology industry and set the stage for the company's future successes. Chapter 6: Reinventing the Music Industry. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, a portable music player that would forever change the way people listen to and consume music. The iPod's success was built on a combination of innovative design, ease of use, and a large storage capacity that allowed users to carry their entire music library in their pocket. The iPod featured a minimalist design with a small monochrome screen and a scroll wheel for navigation. This simple interface made it easy for users to browse through their music and create playlists, setting it apart from other portable music players on the market at the time. The device's sleek design and iconic white earbuds quickly became the symbol of Apple's design prowess and innovation. At its launch, the iPod was able to store up to 1,000 songs on its 5 GB hard drive, an impressive feat for a portable device at that time. Over the years, Apple continued to improve the iPod's storage capacity and introduced new models, such as the smaller iPod mini, the ultra-portable iPod Nano, and the touchscreen iPod Touch. The iPod's success was further bolstered by the introduction of the iTunes Store in 2003. The online store allowed users to easily and legally purchase digital music, making it a convenient and appealing option for music lovers. By offering an extensive library of songs and seamless integration with the iPod, the iTunes Store quickly became the dominant platform for digital music sales. As the iPod gained popularity, it had a profound impact on the music industry. The rise of digital music sales through the iTunes Store contributed to the decline of physical CD sales, and the iPod's portable nature encouraged users to listen to music on the go. The iPod revolution also laid the groundwork for the eventual shift towards music streaming services, which would come to dominate the industry in the years that followed. In this part, we explored the iPod revolution and how Apple's innovative portable music player changed the way people consume music. We also discussed the impact of the iPod and the iTunes Store on the music industry, paving the way for the rise of digital music and the decline of physical formats. In the next part, we will delve into Apple's foray into the world of music streaming with the launch of Apple Music. The introduction of iTunes in 2001 and subsequently the iTunes Store in 2003 played a crucial role in shaping the digital music marketplace and further solidified Apple's position as a leader in the music industry. The seamless integration between iTunes, the iTunes Store, and the iPod created a powerful ecosystem that made it easy for users to purchase, organize, and listen to their music. When the iTunes Store was launched, it offered a legal and convenient way for users to buy digital music, addressing the rampant issue of music piracy that plagued the industry during the early 2000s. With a vast library of songs available for purchase, users could easily find and download their favorite tracks with just a few clicks. Over time, the iTunes Store expanded its offerings to include music videos, movies, TV shows, podcasts, and audiobooks, making it a comprehensive platform for digital entertainment. The iTunes Store's pay-per-song model revolutionized the music industry by providing an alternative to the traditional album format. This allowed users to purchase individual songs rather than buying an entire album, which ultimately changed the way music was consumed and marketed. Artists and record labels were forced to adapt to this new reality, focusing more on creating hit singles rather than cohesive albums. Apple's iTunes and the iTunes Store also played a significant role in promoting the adoption of digital rights management (DRM) technologies. Initially, songs purchased through the iTunes Store were protected by Apple's Fair Play DRM system, which restricted the number of devices the music could be played on. This approach was meant to deter piracy, but it also generated some controversy and criticism from users and industry experts. In 2009, Apple began offering DRM-free music through the iTunes Store, a move that was welcomed by consumers and eventually led to the broader adoption of DRM-free music across the industry. In this part, we discussed the impact of iTunes and the iTunes Store on the digital music marketplace, exploring how Apple's ecosystem revolutionized the way people purchased, organized, and listened to music. We also examined the role of iTunes in promoting the adoption of digital rights management technologies and the shift towards DRM-free music. In the next part, we will explore Apple's entry into the music streaming market with the launch of Apple Music. Apple's innovations, including the iPod, iTunes, and the iTunes Store, have had a profound impact on music consumption, transforming the industry and changing the way people listen to and interact with music. Shift from physical to digital formats. The success of the iPod and the iTunes Store accelerated the transition from physical formats like CDs to digital music files. As digital music became more popular, CD sales declined, and the music industry had to adapt to the new reality of digital distribution. The rise of singles and playlists. With the iTunes Store's pay-per-song model, consumers could purchase individual tracks instead of entire albums. This led to an increased focus on singles and a decline in the importance of the traditional album format. The iPod also popularized the concept of playlists, allowing users to create their own custom mix of songs from various artists, further contributing to the fragmentation of the album experience. Portability and accessibility. The iPod made music more portable and accessible than ever before. Its compact size and large storage capacity allowed users to carry their entire music library with them, enabling on-the-go listening, and changing the way people experienced music. The iTunes software made it easy to organize and synchronize music libraries across multiple devices, further enhancing the user experience. The decline of music piracy. The iTunes Store provided a legal, convenient alternative to the illegal file-sharing networks that proliferated during the early 2000s. By offering an extensive library of digital music at affordable prices, Apple helped combat music piracy and provided a viable business model for the digital music industry. The transition to streaming. While Apple was not the first company to enter the music streaming market, its launch of Apple Music in 2015 solidified the shift towards streaming as the dominant form of music consumption. Apple Music built on the foundation laid by the iPod and iTunes, offering users access to millions of songs for a monthly subscription fee. As streaming services gained popularity, they further disrupted traditional music sales and revenue models, shaping the future of the music industry. In this part, we examined Apple's impact on music consumption, discussing the various ways in which the company's innovations have transformed the industry and changed how people listen to and experience music. From the shift to digital formats and the rise of singles and playlists to the decline of music piracy and the transition to streaming, Apple has played a pivotal role in shaping the modern music landscape. Chapter 7. Revolutionizing communication. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone, a groundbreaking device that would forever change the way people communicate and interact with technology. The iPhone was not just a mobile phone. It combined the functionalities of a phone, an iPod, and an internet communication device into one sleek, touchscreen package. This innovative approach to mobile technology set a new standard for smartphones and ushered in a new era of communication. The iPhone featured a large, high-resolution touchscreen display that eliminated the need for a physical keyboard or keypad, allowing users to interact with the device using only their fingers. This intuitive interface made it easy for users to navigate the phone, browse the internet, and use various apps. The iPhone also introduced the concept of multi-touch gestures, such as pinch to zoom and swipe to scroll, which further enhanced the user experience. In addition to its revolutionary design and interface, the iPhone came equipped with a powerful operating system called iOS. This advanced software platform enabled developers to create a wide range of apps that could be downloaded and installed on the iPhone, greatly expanding its capabilities. The launch of the App Store in 2008 further fueled the growth of the iPhone, as it allowed users to easily discover and download new apps to customize their devices. The iPhone also boasted a high-quality camera, which made it easy for users to capture photos and videos on the go. This feature, combined with the rise of social media platforms, contributed to the increasing popularity of mobile photography and the sharing of visual content online. The iPhone's impact on communication cannot be overstated. It transformed the mobile phone from a simple device used primarily for voice calls and text messages into a powerful multifunctional tool that could be used for a wide variety of tasks, including email, web browsing, social networking, and multimedia consumption. The iPhone's success inspired a wave of competing smartphones, leading to the rapid growth of the smartphone market and a profound shift in the way people communicate and interact with technology. In this part, we explored the iPhone's groundbreaking design, innovative features, and its impact on communication. We discussed how the iPhone combined the functions of a phone, an iPod, and an internet communication device into a single touchscreen package, setting a new standard for smartphones and revolutionizing the way people communicate. In the next part, we will delve into the rise of the App Store and how it changed the mobile app ecosystem. Launched in 2008, the App Store was another game-changing innovation from Apple that transformed the way people interact with their smartphones and paved the way for a new industry of mobile applications. The App Store made it easy for iPhone users to discover, download, and install apps that expanded the capabilities of their devices, while providing developers with a platform to distribute and monetize their creations. Ease of discovery and installation. Before the App Store, finding and installing apps on mobile devices was a cumbersome process, often requiring users to manually download files and transfer them to their phones. The App Store streamlined this process by offering a centralized, easy-to-use platform where users could browse and download apps directly on their iPhones. This greatly simplified the app discovery and installation process, making it more accessible to a wider audience. Quality control and security. The App Store implemented a review process to ensure that apps met Apple's quality and security standards. This helped maintain a level of trust among users and reduced the risk of installing malicious software on their devices. This approach, while sometimes criticized for being too restrictive, played a key role in creating a safe and reliable ecosystem of apps. Developer opportunities. The App Store created new opportunities for developers to reach a global audience and generate revenue from their apps. Apple's revenue-sharing model, in which developers received 70% of the income from app sales, encouraged the creation of innovative, high-quality apps. As a result, a vibrant community of developers emerged, contributing to the rapid growth of the app ecosystem. The rise of the mobile app economy. The success of the App Store sparked the growth of a new industry centered around mobile applications. Today, millions of apps are available across various app stores, generating billions of dollars in revenue for developers and platform owners. The mobile app economy has created new job opportunities and empowered individuals and small businesses to compete on a global scale. Transforming industries. The App Store and the app ecosystem it fostered have had a profound impact on various industries, from gaming and entertainment to productivity and e-commerce. Mobile apps have revolutionized the way people access information, communicate, shop, and manage their daily lives, creating new business models and reshaping entire industries in the process. In this part, we explored the App Store phenomenon and its impact on the mobile app ecosystem. We discussed the ease of app discovery and installation, quality control and security measures, developer opportunities, the rise of the mobile app economy, and the transformative effects of mobile apps on various industries. The App Store has played a pivotal role in shaping the modern smartphone experience and has become an integral part of the iPhone's success story. The success of the iPhone marked the beginning of the smartphone era, a period of rapid growth and innovation in the mobile technology industry. As more people embraced the convenience and functionality of smartphones, the market expanded and evolved, leading to the development of new devices, apps, and services that would further transform the way people communicate and interact with technology. Increased competition. The iPhone's success inspired other companies to develop their own smartphones, leading to increased competition in the market. Tech giants like Google, Samsung, and HTC introduced devices that ran on the Android operating system, providing consumers with a variety of options beyond the iPhone. This competition fueled innovation and led to the development of new features, designs, and technologies that would shape the future of the smartphone industry. The growth of mobile apps. The App Store's success created a thriving ecosystem for mobile app development, encouraging developers to create apps for various platforms, including iOS, Android, and Windows Phone. As the number of available apps grew, smartphones became even more versatile and useful, allowing users to customize their devices and access a wide range of services and tools. From social media and gaming apps to productivity tools and mobile payment systems, apps became an integral part of the smartphone experience. Mobile internet and social media. The smartphone era saw a significant increase in mobile internet usage as people began using their devices to browse the web, check email, and access social media platforms. This shift towards mobile internet consumption led to the development of new services and technologies specifically designed for mobile devices, such as responsive web design and mobile-optimized websites. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram also adapted their services for mobile devices, further integrating smartphones into people's daily lives and communication habits. The Internet of Things, IoT. As smartphones became more advanced, they also started to serve as a hub for controlling other connected devices, such as smart home appliances, wearable technology, and more. This integration of smartphones into the Internet of Things, IoT, enabled users to control various aspects of their lives, from home automation and security systems to fitness tracking and personal health management. Mobile photography and video. The rise of the smartphone era also led to significant advancements in mobile photography and video. High-quality cameras became a standard feature on smartphones, making it easier than ever for users to capture and share moments with friends and family. The popularity of mobile photography also spurred the development of photo and video editing apps, as well as the rise of visual-centric social media platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. In this part, we discussed the rise of the smartphone era and how it has transformed the way people communicate and interact with technology. We explored the impact of increased competition, the growth of mobile apps, the shift towards mobile internet and social media, the integration of smartphones into the Internet of Things, and the advancements in mobile photography and video. The smartphone era, ushered in by the iPhone, has undoubtedly changed the world and continues to shape the future of communication and technology. Chapter 8. The World of Tablets and Beyond. In 2010, Apple unveiled the iPad, a groundbreaking tablet device that bridged the gap between smartphones and laptops. With its sleek design, large touchscreen display, and intuitive user interface, the iPad revolutionized the world of tablets and mobile computing. The iPad featured a 9.7-inch high-resolution display, which provided a larger canvas for users to interact with apps and browse the internet. Its slim design and lightweight construction made it easy to carry around and use on the go, while its powerful processor allowed for smooth and responsive performance. Similar to the iPhone, the iPad utilized the iOS operating system, which meant that it could run a wide variety of apps available on the App Store. The launch of the iPad created a new market for tablet devices, as consumers were drawn to its unique blend of portability, functionality, and ease of use. The iPad quickly became popular for various tasks, such as reading ebooks, watching movies, playing games, and even for professional use in industries like education, healthcare, and design. Apple's introduction of the iPad inspired other tech companies to develop their own tablet devices, leading to a diverse range of products with different features, sizes, and operating systems. This competition in the tablet market spurred innovation and allowed for the development of new technologies and use cases for tablets. In this part, we explored the launch of the iPad and how it revolutionized the world of tablets and mobile computing. The iPad's sleek design, large touchscreen display, and powerful performance made it a popular device for a wide variety of tasks, inspiring other tech companies to develop their own tablets and shaping the future of the industry. In the next part, we will delve into the evolution of the iPad and its impact on various sectors, including education, healthcare, and the creative arts. Following the iPad's launch, tablet computing experienced significant growth as consumers and businesses alike recognized the value and potential of these versatile devices. As the market expanded, tablets became more powerful and feature-rich, enabling new use cases and applications across various sectors. Tablets gained popularity in the education sector as schools and universities started to incorporate them into their classrooms. They provided students with a portable, interactive tool for learning, while also offering teachers new ways to present information and engage with their students. The use of tablets in education also led to the development of specialized apps and digital resources, making learning more accessible and engaging. In the healthcare industry, tablets found a range of applications, from facilitating patient registration and medical record keeping to serving as a tool for medical professionals to access vital information and collaborate with colleagues. The portability and convenience of tablets made them ideal for use in hospitals and clinics, where access to real-time data and the ability to communicate with colleagues can be crucial. Tablet computing also made a significant impact on the creative arts, as artists and designers embraced the devices for digital drawing, painting, and design work. The introduction of stylus accessories, such as the Apple Pencil, allowed for more precise and natural input, making tablets a popular choice for digital artists. Additionally, the development of specialized apps and software catered to the needs of creative professionals, further expanding the potential of tablets in this sector. As tablets continued to grow in popularity and capabilities, they began to blur the lines between traditional laptops and mobile devices. This led to the development of hybrid devices, such as the Microsoft Surface and the iPad Pro, which offered users the flexibility to use the devices as both tablets and laptops, with the addition of keyboards and other accessories. In this part, we discussed the growth of tablet computing and the impact it had on various sectors, such as education, healthcare, and the creative arts. We also touched upon the evolution of tablets and the development of hybrid devices, highlighting the versatility and potential of tablet computing in today's world. In the next part, we will explore how Apple continued to innovate in the tech industry with the introduction of wearable devices and smart home technology. As Apple continued to innovate and introduce new products, the company expanded its ecosystem to encompass a wide range of devices, services, and technologies, further solidifying its position as a leading force in the tech industry. One key addition to the Apple ecosystem was the introduction of wearable devices, such as the Apple Watch. Launched in 2015, the Apple Watch brought new functionality and convenience to the world of smartwatches. With its sleek design, intuitive interface, and powerful features, the Apple Watch offered users a way to stay connected, track their health and fitness, and manage their daily tasks, all from their wrist. The Apple Watch also integrated seamlessly with other Apple devices, allowing users to access notifications, messages, and apps from their iPhone or iPad. Apple also entered the realm of smart home technology with the launch of products like the HomePod, a smart speaker that featured Siri integration, and HomeKit, a software framework that enabled users to control their smart home devices using Apple products. These innovations allowed users to manage and control various aspects of their homes, such as lighting, security systems, and temperature, all through their Apple devices. Furthermore, Apple continued to develop and refine its software and services, introducing new features and improvements to its operating systems, such as iOS and macOS, as well as launching new services like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and Apple Arcade. These services not only provided users with access to vast libraries of content, but also helped to further integrate the various devices within the Apple ecosystem. By expanding its ecosystem to include wearable devices, smart home technology, and new software and services, Apple continued to strengthen its position in the tech industry and provide users with an interconnected, seamless experience across all their devices. This approach allowed Apple to maintain customer loyalty and attract new users, ensuring the company's continued success and growth in an increasingly competitive market. In this part, we explored how Apple expanded its ecosystem to include wearable devices, smart home technology, and new software and services, further solidifying its position as a leading force in the tech industry. As the Apple ecosystem continues to grow and evolve, it remains a testament to the company's commitment to innovation and its ability to shape the future of technology. Chapter 9: Legacy and Impact. Steve Jobs' unique leadership style played a significant role in shaping Apple and its products. His approach to management, which combined passion, innovation, and relentless drive for perfection, left a lasting impact on the tech industry and the way businesses operate. Jobs was known for his hands-on approach and his ability to inspire his team to push the boundaries of what was possible. He believed in pursuing bold visions and focusing on the user experience above all else. Jobs' attention to detail and insistence on simplicity and elegance in design resulted in products that were not only technologically advanced, but also intuitive and aesthetically pleasing. At the same time, Jobs was known for his demanding nature and high expectations, which could make him a difficult leader to work with. He often pushed his team to their limits, challenging them to think differently and strive for the highest level of quality in their work. While this approach led to the creation of groundbreaking products, it also led to a high-pressure work environment that some found challenging. Despite the difficulties, many employees who worked with Jobs credit his leadership style for Apple's success and the company's ability to consistently innovate and redefine industries. Jobs' ability to envision and execute on groundbreaking ideas, coupled with his relentless pursuit of excellence, made him an influential figure in the world of technology and business. In this part, we discussed Steve Jobs' unique leadership style, which combined passion, innovation, and high expectations to drive Apple's success. We explored how Jobs' hands-on approach and focus on user experience and design resulted in groundbreaking products that reshaped industries, while also acknowledging the challenges that came with his demanding nature. In the next part, we will delve into the lasting impact of Steve Jobs and the legacy he left behind at Apple and in the tech industry as a whole. Steve Jobs faced significant health challenges in the later years of his life, which ultimately led to his passing and marked the end of an era in the tech industry. In 2004, Jobs was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor, a condition that affects the hormone-producing cells of the pancreas. He initially opted for alternative treatments, but eventually underwent surgery to remove the tumor later that year. Jobs continued to work at Apple during his treatment and recovery, remaining dedicated to his vision for the company. In 2009, Jobs took a leave of absence from Apple to undergo a liver transplant, which he later revealed in a letter to the Apple community. During his absence, Tim Cook took over the day-to-day operations of the company, ensuring its continued success and growth. Steve Jobs resigned as CEO of Apple in August 2011, with Tim Cook taking on the role permanently. Jobs remained involved with the company as chairman of the board until his passing on October 5, 2011, at the age of 56. Jobs' death was a significant loss not only for Apple, but also for the entire tech industry, as the visionary leader who had transformed the world of technology and communication was no longer with us. People around the globe mourned his passing, paying tribute to the immense impact he had on the way we live, work, and communicate. In this part, we discussed Steve Jobs' health struggles and his passing in 2011, highlighting the end of an era in the tech industry. Despite facing these challenges, Jobs remained dedicated to his vision for Apple, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and excellence that continues to shape the world of technology today. In the next part, we will explore the lasting impact of Steve Jobs and the legacy he left behind at Apple and in the tech industry as a whole. Steve Jobs' impact on the tech industry and the world at large cannot be overstated. His vision, leadership, and unwavering commitment to innovation have left a lasting legacy that continues to shape the way we interact with technology today. One of Jobs' most significant contributions to the tech industry was his ability to envision and create products that redefined entire markets. From the Apple II and the Macintosh to the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, Jobs consistently pushed the boundaries of what was possible, transforming the way we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves. Jobs also revolutionized the user experience, placing a strong emphasis on simplicity, elegance, and design. He believed that technology should be intuitive and enjoyable to use, an idea that has since become a guiding principle for many companies in the tech industry. Moreover, Jobs' leadership style has had a lasting influence on the way businesses are run and managed. His focus on innovation, excellence, and the user experience has inspired countless entrepreneurs and business leaders to adopt similar approaches, driving a culture of innovation across various industries. Even after his passing, Steve Jobs' impact can still be felt at Apple. The company has continued to innovate and release groundbreaking products, like the Apple Watch and the iPhone X, under the leadership of Tim Cook, who has carried on Jobs' legacy by maintaining a focus on the user experience and a commitment to excellence. In this part, we explored the lasting influence of Steve Jobs on the tech industry and the world at large. His vision, leadership, and unwavering commitment to innovation have left a legacy that continues to shape our relationship with technology and drive progress across various industries. Steve Jobs' impact on the world will be remembered for years to come, as a testament to his extraordinary ability to envision and create products that have transformed the way we live our lives.